Today, we are going to talk about an interesting script called Reach Script, which you might have seen me using it in some of my videos. Although it's not a sponsored video and no one is paying me to make this video, but the features it offers are really insane. There are many scripts available for After Effects which can solve specific problems like centering the anchor point, applying different easing to keyframes, unpre-composing layer. Now, when there are so many scripts to solve each problem, it usually becomes a mess to manage all these scripts at the same time. It not only slows the After Effects, but also slows the editing process because we have to open each panel every single time to do certain tasks. I've used many scripts in my life, but Reach Script have most of the tools I need. So in this video, we will learn what Reach Script can do and how much you are missing by not using this script. Before moving forward, I want to say that it's a paid script so that some people don't get mad at me in the end of the video, but it's totally worth every money. So without asking how to get this script for free, let's get started. First of all, you will be able to see these 9 dots arranged in such a way to portray each corners of a square. For example, if you want to center the anchor point, then just select the layer and then click on any one of the buttons. I use this most of the time when I have to center the anchor points for multiple layers quickly. Moving forward, we will encounter with this Align panel. It doesn't come with crazy features like Align Pro script, but it's usually a great combination because after centering the anchor point, I immediately search for Align panel, but not anymore because I can do this task without opening another panel, which saves my tiny seconds, and I will spend it on reading your lovely comments. Now let's see how we can apply different easing curves on our keyframes. To visualize this, I've created 3 shape layers with position keyframes. So to apply keyframes, I will reveal all the keyframes and select the first 2 keyframes and go towards the Reach Script panel and just gently click on this. And just like that, your easing is done. Honestly, when I watch any tutorial and when people say select all the keyframes, right-click and then easy ease the keyframes, it really pisses me off. Let's forget these common issues and apply some more easing presets by selecting the remaining layers. Now let's see, did they make any difference? Okay, so here you can see each balls are moving according to the presets we have chosen. Just feel this curves and you will be able to visualize these before applying them. If anyone bunked their physics classes, then I'm sorry it's not meant for you. Now you've noticed these 2 sliders, the first one controls the influence and the second one controls the speed. Honestly, I don't know how should I explain these terms to you, but let me show you what it does. So on the first circle, I've applied 100 influence, and on the second one, 100% speed, and the last one is combined with both of them. And this is how it seems when played. Basically, the more you increase the influence, the more smoother the animations will become when reaching towards the keyframes. The more the influence, the more pointy graph will become in the middle. Now let's see what these tiny buttons are capable of. So grab your pen and paper because there's a lot of information is about to go in your tiny brain. Don't worry, it's not that hard. So don't download the video and keep watching the ads. Alright, enough trash talking, let's get to the point. The first button is used to paste selected keyframes after the playhead. For example, we want to copy this keyframe, so we will select all the keyframes and press this button. And this will paste the keyframes after the playhead, which I think is totally nonsense. We can use Ctrl-C and V. Now let's suppose this is a complex animation and we want to reverse the animation. If we follow the regular method, then it will be a huge pain in the ass to get this job done. But if we press this second button, then all the problems will be solved. Now if you want to repeat any keyframes over and over again, then select all of your keys and press this loop button and it will repeat your keyframes like this. Now the next button is used to separate dimensions. To use this, I will select any property and click this button and it will split each values like X, Y, Z position into separate one. Now you might be thinking why someone do this. Well, it could come in handy in many scenarios such as copying and pasting keyframe. Let me show you what I mean. For example, I've this circle moving around with perfect easing and I want to copy this keyframe on this second layer. So I will copy and paste the keyframes to this layer. But here's a problem, it pasted X and Y values both. But if we will separate the dimension like this and then only paste X value keyframe, then we don't have to change anything on the second layer. Now don't tell me that you will use transform effect. If we select this text layer and press this button, then it will create some lines around that shape layer. Don't worry, these are just guidelines. It means they can't be seen while rendering. The main objective of this feature is to provide precision while creating animation. Let's suppose I need to align these 2 texts at the same Y values as this one. So instead of pressing Shift plus arrow keys, we will hold Shift and then drag this text and snap this towards this line. So that's also a plus point to know. Now the next button can be used to duplicate the entire pre-comp. So if you are just started using After Effects, then you might be thinking, why don't just press Ctrl plus D to duplicate your pre-comp? But let me remind you, pressing Ctrl plus D only duplicates the pre-comp, not the comps inside this pre-comp. Alright, enough of this. The next button can be used to center the layer in your composition. Nothing fancy. Next, if you hover your move on this button, then it says something, so let's use it. We will select this layer and press this, and this scales up the layer to fit the comp width. And if you press Shift while doing the same, then it will fit the layer according to the width of the comp, and if you press Alt key, then it will take care of both. You can also access these commands by right-clicking on a layer and then going to Transform. And these 3 buttons do exactly the same as you have seen now. So learn the keyboard shortcuts if you use these frequently. Let's see another button which can be used to make round caps. To demonstrate this, I have this shale layer, and if I hit this button, then it will simply make rounded caps just as promised. Honestly, even though I know I can do this task from here, but I don't know why I start digging this property when I have to actually do this. Anyways, if we press Shift while pressing this button, then it will revert the effect. The main difference for using this button instead of using normal After Effects round cap is it not only affects the end caps but also affects the intersection point, which can't be achieved by normal methods. The next button can be used to group or ungroup your shape layers. Let's select all these layers and press this button while holding Shift. And boom, all the layers are combined into one, just like Fusion. And if you can delete the rest of them. If you want to undo this, then press it again but without holding Shift. Next, if you ever felt stuck in a situation where you have to pre-comp a lot of layers one by one, then your hand might get tired from using Ctrl-Shift-C, and to solve the same problem, this button came into existence. Just select all the layers and hit this button, and it will create a pre-comp for each layers. The next button is an absolute lifesaver for anyone using Dynamic Link in After Effects. Normally, when you bring in subtitles or text via Dynamic Link, After Effects shoves each text layer into its own pre-comp. And that's where the headache starts. You can't easily apply effects, tweak animations, or make quick adjustments, because every single text is buried inside its own separate composition. But with the next button, you skip all that mess. It keeps everything on a single layer, right where you need it. Simple, clean, and super efficient. You just have to select all the pre-comps which you want to get out the contents inside and hit that button, and it will automatically do this job. And honestly, this was the main objective for me to use this script. Now let's see what these buttons do. Bake expression. Before baking anything, don't forget to buy that microwave from the affiliate link in the description. Baking the keyframes means replacing the expressions with keyframes. Usually, we do it to make our After Effects project file neat and clean and accessible for everyone. Like when I use Handycam plugin, they let the user bake the expression so that the person who doesn't have that plugin can open and work with that file without pirating the plugin. I hope you got the point. Now the next button is probably a savior for those who want to delete all the effects, layer styles, keyframes, and expressions from the layer. Basically, if you select this button, then it will reset the layer as a new one. It might come in handy because After Effects doesn't have an automatic utility to do this task. Now let's see what the colorful button is for. So if you click this, you get a weird interface like this. And in the beginning, you will be like, what the hell are we supposed to do? But when you drag these, then you can see the magic starts to happen. And you can not only move these layers, but also choose which layer to move. This could be an interesting way to offset layers inside After Effects. Of course, it's not meant to be used for small projects, but if you are working with a lot of layers, then you can use this feature instead of offsetting keyframes. Next, if you see this button and look below by seeing this button, then you can notice both are the same, so I think everyone knows what it's for, so I'm moving to the next few reminder things. On the bottom row, we get this slider which can be used to zoom in and out of your preview window, which I didn't actually have an idea existed, but no worries. I'm fine with my mouse wheel. Now listen carefully. If you select a number, let's say 7, and click this button, then it will move 7 frames forward or backward in the timeline. And I have a question for you. How would you do the same task without using this script? Now let's finish off these final bosses. This first button acts as a back button, and if you press this second button, then all your assets will pop up in the same menu. So if you don't want to blast your head in this mess, then click on this button, and here you will find nothing, because on your side, you haven't added any favorites. So if you want to access anything, then bookmark it to access it from here. Now if you click this purple button, then you can see all the AE native commands it has to offer. Let's move forward to this FX button, where you can access all the effects in this menu. But you might be thinking, why would anyone use this when we have FX Console? Well, you can use this to apply effects on multiple layers. And if you want to undo this at any point during animation, then select the layers and hit that twice, and this will delete those effects from selected layers. The next button shows all of your presets, and the other next shows all the scripts which you have installed on your system. And I genuinely use this feature because I don't want to waste 10 seconds of my life scrolling down from the window panel to access my scripts. It's such an annoying task to do in After Effects. The next button is the most interesting one because it's packed with a lot of utility tools which can make your life easier. I can't explain all the utilities in this single video, so let me know in the comments if you want to know the best of them in the comments section. The next button might evoke interest to use expressions in After Effects. So give it a try. You just have to select the layer and start hitting buttons until something happens. If you like it, then well and good. But if you don't, then press Ctrl+Z and move to another. And that's how you switch to girls too. Now let's see how you can use this next button. So this is an expression editor interface where you can save your expressions inside After Effects. I've seen many Apple-style animation videos are trending right now, which require a lot of bounce expressions. So instead of copying and pasting them every single time, what you can do is copy that just one time, paste it here, and just hit this Save This Expression button, and you will be able to access them from the expression panel discussed before. Now this red button can give you direct command to clear disk cache, so you can also do it from there and delete the temp files in your After Effects. And if you are wondering why your C drive is full of storage, then you should give it a shot. Don't worry. It doesn't delete any plugins or presets, so it's safe to use. Alright guys, that was what I wanted to say. If you found something valuable in this video, then please hit the like button. And if you don't want to miss these informative tutorials, then hit the bell icon. And if you want to edit documentary animations, then sure, check this video, and I will see you in the next one. Till then, enjoy.